rolling just like that? All right, Morgan Holliman. She looks like she wants to murder me because she's been waiting for like, I don't know, an hour today because we had a little technical. Yeah.
We're okay.
Sometimes it just doesn't go the way you plan, you know?
Life happens.
Yeah, life happens. It's kind of like at the poker table. Like today, my aces got cracked on this show.
Oh,
basically.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it happens more often than not. I see pocket aces get suckered out way too many times, especially at like a 1-3, 1-2 table. People are in the hands.
That's what happened to me last night at a 1-3 at the Venetian.
Yeah. Oh.
Aces cracked. Yeah, it's brutal. I was playing in a tournament there. I see you a lot, and then like you're like the poker phantom. Like I see you come through the poker room. I'm like, oh, I gotta go say hi, and then like you're gone. I don't know what happens. I was like, I don't know.
You know, I end up making out really well, usually pretty early
you
in
hit
the
and
night.
Run.
I don't hit and run. I will wait for the button pass to at least 1 or 2 times after, give someone an opportunity to get me in a hand again, maybe entice me, but. If it's just not happening, it's just not happening, and I'm kind of an impatient player sometimes, so I need to get up, take walks, and a lot of times I'll just sit down and play right before I have to go to class or something, so I really only have so much time. So I go in, do what I need to go, and I have a set timer to where it's like when I need to leave, I need to leave, so
and
sometimes that happens.
You're able to, like, on down days where you lose, are you in a shitty mood while you're in class? Or do you take the swings, you're fine with the swings?
I'm fine with the swings.
Okay.
You got to be okay with the swings. You got to go in there with the money knowing that you might lose that money. So that's why I give myself a cap. Every time I go into play, I'm like, okay, I'll either divide this up into 2 buy-ins or just 1 big buy-in for max, and just see how it goes from there.
What game do you play? Do you play like 2-5 or?
Yeah, I play 1-2, 1-3, 2-5.
Okay.
That's about all I've played so far, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm good with it.
It always shocks me, I don't know why, but when you see like hot girls that play poker, I don't know why, it just seems to like shock us. I don't know what it's just so unexpected. How did you become a poker player?
Oh man, I'm not even gonna lie. I used to go watch my ex-boyfriend, and I would sit behind him and be like, man, this is such a boring game. Like, what's going on? Like, why are you winning? I don't understand. Why are you losing money right now?
Right.
So he's like, why don't you just like stop, sit down, and just play with me? And I'm like, okay. So it was a good way for me to like do something while he was doing something. I was really nitty in the beginning, or I would see did not know how to play for the life of me. So I learned at a 1-2 table, and there was a lot of mistakes that I learned and went with. But I pretty much got started because of him, and then I ended up really liking it and just sticking with it for the past 3 years.
Wow.
And so it wasn't until recently that I decided, hey, like maybe I could do this, really do this. And I've kind of been taking those steps and bigger buy-ins, and I've been doing
I know, I follow you on Instagram. I see it. That's just what you post. I don't know what we don't see, but from what I see, it's like, wow, you were in, I want to say, was it Commerce Casino? And you posted a photo like, my first time at Commerce was great, and it was like stacks. You had 3 racks of chips.
3 full racks,
like, 1,500, $2,000 or something. Like,
yeah, so my best one so far was actually at the Venetian. I sat down, talk about a hit and run, but I really did have class. It's always right before. I don't know why, but people go either really freaking easy on girls, or they're like, oh, this girl doesn't know how to play, so they try and sucker me out real quick. So, or they'll try to play it like all the way through and all ins, and if I actually have the flush nut, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna call you, sir, I'm so sorry, but this is what's gonna happen. And I've sat down with 420, tripled up real quick, some guy.
Wait, you sat down with 420?
420.
I love it. Okay.
Very fun number, right? So I sat down with 420. I had a few all-in calls. I win the pot, and then one more guy had me completely outstacked, and I was able to walk, and only within 3 hands of sitting there, I think I walked away with like $3,500.
Wow.
Yeah, and like 3-4 hands, so like a lot of calls, I'm sitting there with $100 calls, and.
Did you notice a difference playing in LA versus Vegas? Like player-wise, or?
You know what? I did. I recognize more people sitting down at the table here in Vegas, so it's a little harder to actually get a lot of action that you would really want. But out there, no one really knew me, so that was really fun. That was really good. Strategy of playing, though, people are more, I want to say willing to bluff I find a lot more bluffers in California than not.
And they'll pay to see your cards a lot.
Yes.
In California, right?
Why? Like if I am
they have to see it.
I'm playing as if I have a set.
Right.
I'm playing it to the book.
Right.
And
you're still paying me off.
Still paying me off.
Yeah.
And my biggest mistake I always used to make was my bet sizing, and I would get this correction all the time. Look at the pot size. Imagine what you just put in prior. You had 5 callers. $25. That's $125 that you just add to the pot on top of what it already was. Right. And then kind of analyzing what people have, what they're willing to play with, and then appropriately making bet sizes off of that.
Right.
Because if I want to not say scare someone out of the pot, but if they're going for a flush draw and I obviously have a stronger hand at the time and I don't want them to catch it, I'm going to bet substantially to the point where I hope they don't actually follow through with that just because they're chasing something.
Sure.
And they're gonna just river it out. So that's really that's one of my hopeful things.
And what about cash game versus tournaments? What do you like more?
I love cash games. I like no limit cash games. I really want to try Omaha. I've never played Omaha.
Me neither. I don't even know how to play Omaha.
I don't either, but I hear those are like the future, like all those like side poker things are going to be the future of poker. Those are going to be the new best games. But tournaments are great just because it's a cheap way of seeing a lot of hands and scenarios. So that's but it takes so long. It takes a lot of time,
and it's hard to stay focused.
You're not winning. You're not winning that much. And if you even, I mean, you can, right? But if you're winning a lot, it's even longer duration of time. When I could sit down at a table and sit down for 3-4 hours and make like between $200 and $500. Like, just go.
Right. And with tournaments, when you don't cash, you just feel like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, I just played in the Venetian, one of those events last week. I forgot which event it was. It was like $400 buy-in.
Yeah.
I was chip leader the whole day at my table. I was chip leader. We got down to, I think it was like 200 people played. Now we get down to like 30 people left. There's like 3 tables left. And I'm chip leader still at my table, at least. And like a couple bad hands in a row. And all of a sudden, I was out in 29th, and they paid 18. And I just was like, how the fuck did this just happen? What did I, like, how did this just happen? And it just infuriates me. It's like, it's so...
You should, if you just let everyone pick each other off
right, like I shouldn't even play, right, but it's just, that's the part that I need to work on is just stop. Like, you don't have to play, like, King 10 suited. Like you don't have to play.
You don't have to.
You don't have to be involved.
Yeah, just sit back, let others do the work. If you imagine you have 30,000 in front of you, the blinds are what? 2,500, 5,000. You have a lot of blinds.
Right.
You have a lot of blinds just to sit there and just go with the flow.
That's the part of my game I need to polish up. Jeff Madsen's always yelling at me. I'm friends with Jeff Madsen, and he's always like, dude, he's like, stop. First of all, he's like, stop posting updates on your story and focus on the game. Like, he's like, you're so obsessed with like the countdown, you know, like there's 29 left, 28, 10 left. He's like, stop all that. Just focus on the game.
It makes you happy though. You're like, oh, I'm this close, I'm this close. But then imagine, like, you're this close, and then you're supposed to stop. And so we know that.
Right.
Like,
and then I just post like the mad emoji, like the, you know, and I'm just like, fuck, I hate poker.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah, but I love it.
We
love
it. Are you gonna go play tonight?
I might. Yeah, I have my buddy's staying over the Venetian right now, so I probably will go play. What casinos do you normally like to play at?
You know, I love the Aria. I love the Venetian.
Yeah.
I've been hitting the Wynn more recently.
I love that room.
I do too.
Yeah, I like that room.
There's a lot of really good play in there.
Yeah.
But Venetian, MGM late night on the weekends.
Okay.
It has a lot of really good action just because people are in and out of the nightclub, and it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there, yeah. I've definitely noticed a difference depending on where you play. Like, there's definitely two, like, I've been trying to find the balance of, like, I need to play where the good players are so I get better.
Exactly.
But then there's also, like, if you play over Planet Hollywood, you can mop the floor with those people. And if you play over, like, Caesars sometimes, you can mop the floor with those people.
We do that sometimes. But I walk into Planet Hollywood because I will practice on their tournaments, and that's actually where I did my very first, that picture on my Instagram is where my first WSOP event. It was a tag team event, and man, was I so scared. I had never played in a tournament before just because I have always done cash games. And since then, I've really had the bug and been playing in tournaments like here and there. And that one time that you ran into me in Caesars, I actually I came in second
You
in
came
that
in
one.
second, yeah. And you came in late.
And I came in late.
Right,
So I was short stacked.
I was out long before you. Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, it was
that's
good.
cool. Okay, before we get out of here, because I know you're gonna get out of here.
We're okay.
We're good.
We're
Okay.
good. We're good.
When you play, do you think of are you creating your own little persona while you're there? Like, I want them to think like I'm the wild loose cannon, or I'm the do you have a?
I feel like I can't give that away.
Okay,
right?
I get it. Okay.
That's what the play strategy.
But you do think about that stuff.
I do, absolutely, I do, and I think it's very silly also when people come in with this bad attitude and they're like the glasses.
I hate the glasses.
I hate the glasses. I hate the glasses. It's not doing anything for you, and I'm still watching your facial features. I'm watching how you're playing. I'm watching everything, and even more now so that you have glasses on because you look silly, sir.
It's so silly. There's some characters that play. There's some weird. Yeah. Are you a talker? Do you talk a lot?
Yeah, I talk a lot.
Do you talk shit or you just talk?
No,
social?
I just talk. I like talking. I like making it social and making it fun because a lot of times you can sit down at a poker table and it's not fun. And then you're just sitting there and you're like, this is boring. Like everyone's just grinding. It's a very nitty gritty game.
So I used to like to talk a lot because clearly I like to talk.
Yeah.
I had a horrible thing happen to me at the Bellagio about 4 years ago.
What happened?
So my problem is it's weird. I hate people, but I also love people. I know that makes no sense. When I don't like getting too chummy with people because then I feel bad taking the money.
And you never say sorry, because if you're sorry, you're going to give the money back. You never say sorry at poker.
So I'm playing all night next to this guy at Bellagio, and we're talking about baseball, my other love. So we're talking about baseball for literally 6 hours. And it got to the point where we were both seeing a lot of hands. We were both definitely the most too aggressive, and we had pretty big stacks. Aww. And so we kept doing this thing where we'd go, if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. Right? So it was just our way of if you want to step on the gas, I'm your Huckleberry. If you don't, I'm cool checking, right?
Yeah.
So all night long, if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. All night long, that's what we were saying. On this one specific hand, I have pocket queens. Flop comes, queen, ace, whatever, 4, okay? And we play, pre-flop, there was a lot of action. There's maybe, by the time the flop hit, there's $300 or $400 in the pot already, okay? Now it gets down to just me and him on the turn, and he looks at me and I go, he's first to act. I go, if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. Right? So he checks. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the river comes another ace.
And what was the turn?
The turn was a blank, 9 or something. Okay. Yeah. So the river comes another ace. Okay. So, for whatever reason, for 6 hours, Morgan, I have said, if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. For whatever reason, after the river, I go, I'll do whatever you do, man. Okay? So, he thinks about it. He's first to act. He goes all in. He goes all in for about 1,400 and has me covered. I've got 1,100. And there's already a good 400 or 500 in the pot, right? So I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, I flopped a set of queens. I am now queens full of aces.
Yeah.
I'm queens full of aces, but I'm in my head, I originally had put him on ace king, so pre-flop, and then flop. I'm he's ace king my whole time, and then I'm holy fuck, this guy's got pocket aces. I'm literally he's got pocket aces. I am not a good enough player to even lay down full house of anything. Just okay, but I'm literally it's all that I have now, and I'm does this fucking guy have pocket? Did he just river quads? Is that even possible? Could this be my reality? I'm literally can I even lay down queens full of aces? There's.
That's a hard one.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm
how does he bet it though? What does he do?
He literally shoved all in on the river. But first he looked at me what are we doing? Because all night, it's if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. On the river, he looks at me and I go, I'll do whatever you do, man. That's what I said. He thinks and he goes all in. I'm literally thinking and I'm talking through it and I'm did you just quad up? Is that what just happened? You quadded up? And I literally, for a good 3 minutes, I'm thinking and I go, I can't even throw this away because I'm not even good enough to throw this away. if you do have, like, it's just, and it's probably stupid for me to throw this away. Like, this is just me being bad. I'm gonna lay it down. So I expose queens full, lay it down. He goes, wow, man, that's a sick lay down. Shows quad aces, okay? I did the right thing.
Does that hurt, right?
Dig this. He goes, the dealer starts to shove the pot. He goes, wait, what about all that? I'm like, what? He goes, what about all that? I'm like, all of what? I folded. He goes, no, you said you'll do whatever I do. I went all in. It's verbally binding. I go, what? Wait a minute. What are you guys talking about right now? I folded. He goes, no, it's verbally binding. Call the floor. He tells the dealer. They call the floor over. Are you aware of this? It out of turn. It is verbally binding, at least at the Bellagio.
I've had a very, very bad beat. Chip leader in a tournament. It's heads up. I should have won this tournament, and I didn't have anything. Was hoping that he was going to read into my bluff. I bet he re-raised. I go, that was a snap call. I said the word call.
Come on.
He had already pushed all in. I had him out stacked,
and they made you call it.
They made me call it, and I have nothing. Why would I even call that?
Right,
why would I?
It's one thing. It's like you were leading. It's not like you were leading out bluffing.
No,
like,
and I'm saying I'm saying, wow, that's a snap call, and so I go to push in, and he goes, flip it up, and the guy flips up his cards, and he obviously has the flush.
Of course, right.
He has it, and I'm just why did he flip up? I'm saying that was a snap call because I'm going to shove. He called raised, like. Yeah, so I understand where the verbally brutal. Binding part, where it so they really made me pay it.
And then I was telling someone else this story, someone else that ran a poker room, maybe the Encore guy, and he said you actually didn't have to pay it. They would have just 86'd you from there, but you could have left with the money. They can't make you pay it, but they would have probably just banned you. But I'm like, I would have rather take the ban.
How much more?
$1,100.
Oh.
He had $1,400. He shoved all in $1,400. He had me covered. I had like $1,100.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called it either. $1,100. That's a really hard call, right?
And
you walk away and not want to play it that.
And even if he has ace and anything else on the board, he's still ace is full of something. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like, my full house is no good. I'm like, he's either got aces full or he's got quads. Like it has to be. It has to be. And he knows I'm like a calling station all night, so he knows, like, do you know what I mean? He knew what he was doing. He's like, oh, heartbreaking. For 6 hours, I'm like, if you check, I check. If you bet, I bet. And then I changed it.
Chumminess.
And then I changed it for some reason to, I'll do whatever you do. Money gone. No more money. Money gone. Fuck poker.
Until tonight.
Until tonight when
we go play. Oh.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad. This is a good venting session.
You've also had some really good hands, I feel, though.
Yeah. I've had some good. Yeah, I won my seat in the World Series in the main event twice, the last 2 years in a row.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But awesome. My main event lasted last year 20 minutes. First hand pocket aces.
Okay.
Yeah, and lost like a third of my stack. Next hand.
Pocket ace.
Yeah. Next hand, pocket queens, flopped a set. Guy called me all the way down to the river and river to flush. There goes a little more of the stack.
That's what I'm saying. Where do these people even come from in these
then
hands? Like,
here's where I made. This is where my lack of tournament experience showed. I'm real good friends with Randall Emmett, movie producer, and he plays a lot. You've probably seen him. And like I said, Madsen. And so I was telling them. So then I had ace-9 suited, my fourth hand on the button, and I had 7,500 left of the starting stack of 30,000 for the main event, right?
Shoot.
And everyone there was like a little min raise pre-flop, and I shipped it. Honestly, just thinking everyone's gonna just fold, and I'll just get some momentum, win my first hand.
Nope. Good luck all in. We've got some colors.
I shipped it against ace king. He snap called, and we never hit. A 9 was the only thing that could have saved me. We just blanked all the way, and he won with ace king, and I was done. My main event was done in 20 minutes. I really felt like crying. I didn't even post that I was out for like an hour because I was just thinking, like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, what did I just do?
That's some bad beats, though.
I'd wanted to play in the main event for literally 20 years. The year before, I won my seat, but I didn't play because I was like, fuck, man, let me just sell the, you win the promo chips or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me just convert them into cash rather than, it's a lot of money, like 10 grand, you know what I mean? And in my head, you know how when you're those Instagram posts, what I see in the mirror and then reality. So in my head, I can get to the main event, final table. And then in reality, I'm like, no fucking chance,
You never know, though. You don't know until
I
you
know.
try. And that's why you did the second year?
So the year before, I was like, don't play. Get the money. Get some money. I played in smaller events and then kept some of the money, like $5,000, and played in some of the smaller, crazy 8s or whatever.
Okay.
And then the following year, last year, I was like, I gotta play. I won my seat. I gotta play. So I was so excited. 20 years wanting to play in this fucking thing. Won my seat. Hard enough to do,
Yeah.
And 20 minutes, I was out. 20 minutes.
Oh my
It was awful.
Lord.
Yeah, it was awful. No good.
Well, tonight we can play together.
Tonight we're gonna play Venetian. I'm at Venetian?
Yeah.
All right.
Wherever you like.
Hey, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Vegas Junkeez. We're out. See you next week.
You guys gonna play together tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.